Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Monday. Let's go. Let's try.
Those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Okay, let's go. Lollapalooza off the checklist. Holy crap.
Let's go. I can't believe that happened. It just didn't feel like it was just last year's.
Yeah, well, it's over.
That's
And
crazy.
what an epic 4 days with you guys out there, and even really just communicating on social. If you weren't able to make it with all the, maybe at a work situation, couldn't get a ticket, but what a 4 days of Lollapalooza with Q101 in Grant Park, and on to the next. On to the next. We have a monstrous announcement coming up at 8, less than 2 hours away. A Green Day announcement for you that's unique, exclusive,
Hey man,
wonderful.
Palooza who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
this is
over.
big stuff.
It's
You're
done.
like, whatever.
It's gone. It's out of there. Thank you, Blink. Thank you, Killers. Thank you, everybody. But we'll recap a little bit more of Lollapalooza, dive into some audio that we have of the event from some talks, conversations backstage, and things like that. But 8 o'clock is of epic importance. I already got Lorraine checked in from Westmont and just said, I can't wait till 8. Well, I'm sorry, Lorraine and Westmont. You all have to wait.
You're going to have to wait till 8.
It's just 8 o'clock.
Exactly. That's precisely what you're going to have to do.
It's what we've talked about. We can't go early.
Yep.
We always don't tell Kenzie all this information because she will let it leak.
You know I want to go early.
Yeah, we do.
I want to do it right now.
We're telling you how really exclusive and unique this is at 8 o'clock with Green Day, of course, at Wrigley Field a week from Tuesday with our guys, the Pumpkins and Rancid. What a wonderful show that is. I can just probably tell you at this point, that's involved, of course, because they're going to be in town. That's not a leak, is it, Case, by saying that much?
No, that's fair game, partner.
Fair game?
Now, the other information is
A little more secret. Until 8. And then we'll give it to you. And I can guarantee that something very special for you this morning as well, but with that announcement. So that's coming up. Be a part of it. Give us that Proof of Life check-in, 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And a fact that makes your brain go right now. And, a lot of times we talk about technology and all the supposed advancements we should have by now, like teleporting, moving sidewalks, but yet there's potholes all over the street. We complain about that and go, why aren't we further along by now? Well, I'm going to give you a positive. It's not about your bank account, okay, something like that.
Right.
It's something that used to happen to you a lot, and it was one of the most aggravating, annoying things that could happen to your body. And you did it accidentally. Let me put it that way. You would do it to yourself accidentally, but when it happened, you'd get really mad at yourself for making it happen, and it'd be very painful, and it wouldn't go away quickly either because of what it was. And now this thing is out of our lives because of technology. And so that's about the best tease I can give you on what it is. I don't know if you can make a guess based on what I'm saying there. It might be kind of tough.
Is this like an everyday thing or is this like an advanced thing?
It used to be an everyday thing that happened to us. And maybe not to you every day, but it happened in society in Chicago.
I'm praying that I just didn't realize that there's a way that I could stop stubbing my toe every day. I hope that's what you're going to hit me with.
That's a great answer. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. That's a great answer.
I think I'd rather get stabbed. So I hate it.
Can I tell you real quick, Lollapalooza, we leave the Wildorado at Reggie's, that pop-up.
You and I hosted the pop-up, yes.
And I'm trying to figure out how to get to Lollapalooza from there. Last year I walked, but it was like 90. It's about a mile and a half. I could use some steps. I got to be honest.
Uh-huh.
But I found an Uber for $6.
Oh, that's a good time.
And I said, perfect. And this woman was great. She took me right to Roosevelt, stopped me right there, I get out of the Uber. I take 3 steps on the sidewalk, and there's a big rock on the sidewalk, and I hit my foot, And
How did you not see it?
I was just trying to get to Lollapalooza. I'm so happy. I'm like skipping. I got an Uber for $6. Ow! And I fell over and grabbed my foot through my shoe. I thought blood was coming out of there, stubbing my toe on that.
I just would love to see the video footage of you hitting the ground because you stubbed your toe. What a fall that would be. Did you take down children when you fell? It's like
Thank
a tree.
God there was no one around, but the Uber driver probably got a chuckle driving away. Now, we know there's heavy cameras in Chicago. There's a camera somewhere that saw it.
I know.
There's a camera. Somebody saw it and probably watched it over the weekend with, check out this doofus.
You're probably on TikTok somewhere. I have to find you.
That would be awesome if I was TikTok viral for that today. I don't even know about it.
Well, if you just search, check out this doofus, you should be able to find it.
Check out this doofus.
I just
there he
feel
is.
like his scream's going to go viral. Like, ah! It's like used on all his audio.
Case, do you want to guess something on this fact?
I don't know. As a kid, I was always afraid of dislocating my shoulder. I felt like dislocations used to be way more common. Have we figured out a way to always locate our shoulders?
Well, it's another good answer.
How is that common? You're just dislocating your shoulder?
I feel like as a kid, I was like, oh, it might be dislocated.
Did everybody know that kid that could dislocate his shoulder on purpose?
Yeah, that kid was cool.
Okay.
That was a great party trick.
Just play Foursquare without making a whole thing about it. You know what I mean? Stop.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll tell you what this fact is. It's something that's been eliminated from our lives that used to be annoying that happened to our body by accident. And it's amazing. It's a great day. It's a great day. And we'll tell you at 6:30 what that is.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, we'll play some Blink 182 here in about 3 minutes to recap last night, the closeout of Lollapalooza. So we'll play that for you in a second. First, a fact that makes your brain go. So something that happened to you by accident a lot over maybe your entire life. So previously to almost now, going back, and it hurt, and it was annoying, and it would take forever to go away and get better. Kenzie guessed a stub toe.
Yes, I'm hoping that there's something I didn't know about that can stop this.
But they're gone now. Stub toes are
permanently.
over. It is not that. Case guessed dislocations.
That's right. I think we've moved past the point where we no longer are going to be able to dislocate our shoulders. It's going to be a permanent fix.
Yeah, that's not it either.
That's a shame.
Things that are gone that used to be incredibly annoying, hard to heal, and just downright miserable are paper cuts. They're gone.
I still get those.
You still get a paper cut?
Yeah.
Well, listen.
What do you got for me?
You are very unique because basically paper cuts, when scientists research this, they happen mostly at the paper thickness of around 65 micrometers. That's the thickness that dot matrix printer paper used to use. And those are very rare today. I don't know who has a dot matrix printer still.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that owns a printer, period.
Correct, but offices, maybe you work in one. If you go to office, they still have printers. Like we have a big printer back there.
I have a printer.
You have a printer at home? Mm-hmm. Is it a dot matrix printer, do you know?
I don't know what that means.
So there's a laser printer. Do you have a laser printer? You probably do. Is it newer?
What happens in my printer?
What happens when you print?
It puts the icy. It's like, and then a bunch of ink goes on the paper.
Yeah.
Does it sound like a laser to you, or what would that? It sounds like a typewriter. I have to be honest, is doing it. I imagine an elf is inside there just working its ass off. That's how I picture it.
I don't know about you, Case, but I'm thinking she's got a dot matrix printer.
That's a dot matrix if I've ever heard it.
I think
the paper comes out.
That's a dot matrix because
Okay.
a laser would go like meet.
No, it doesn't make that sound. It's more like.
And you're sure you're not using the printing press?
What does that mean?
Like in 1800s is the way they print newspapers?
No,
with
because that requires hands. My hands are uninvolved.
Okay.
Like she's going like.
I don't have to lay out letters and then roll anything over it.
Oh. Well, maybe you should get a laser printer.
Well, amen. This is news to me that there's one that doesn't make that sound.
Yeah, well, again, like the dot matrix printer paper was 65 micrometers, and other paper we have now is not. Like this, I have this paper here is not that length. Look at me trying to cut myself.
Try harder. I want to really see this.
Here, let me
thing.
put it on my eye and see what happens. Now, they haven't been completely gone, but they're researchers, and I want to know the government grant where they said, we need to find out if there's still paper cuts out there. Let's send taxpayer money of $7 million to find out.
It's good. We don't need it for anything else.
Yeah, they did that. Also, they say because of Kindles and ebooks, the whole total reducing number of printing in general has gone down dramatically.
I could see that, but you know what the problem is that it's the government who still needs all the paper. They're like, make sure you come in with a handheld. It's like, really?
Yeah.
When I got pulled over the other day, which I've court this week, so pray for me.
Is it this week?
I know, I'm so stressed about it. So if I'm not here Thursday, it went bad. It's not good.
Okay, noted.
My one call will be the radio station. I'll be like, hey guys.
Would we be your one call?
I don't know. My husband's not going to answer the phone. So I feel like I should call in here.
That is a wild thought. When you have, you're
I have
in
no
jail.
idea who I should call.
Yeah, you're in jail waiting, and they go, like you see in the movies, they always go, you got one phone call. Like,
I just
who
don't
you
think
gonna
it's
call?
fair. What if the person's busy?
I don't know what happens
I
then.
think it should be one phone call until someone answers.
Don't they say, like, you got one text today? Like,
That would be better because you'd be like, it's delivered. We're good. Hands in the air.
You know why they don't do text? Because no one's answering that text. It's Kenzie. I'm in jail. I can't get out. Can you please get me bail money? I need $4,000, Brian.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Kenzie, like 8 hours later. I'm sorry I didn't see this
I
text.
just saw this. Did you find someone else?
It's like those happy birthday texts and stuff, or where are you?
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
So I have a question about jail real quick while we're on the topic. This relates.
Somehow with paper cuts, we got to jail, which is pretty funny.
It worked out.
Yeah.
So I only know one phone number. I only have one phone number memorized. When you get arrested and they give you a call, do they let you unlock your iPhone and look through your contacts?
I have wondered this because I'm on The Bear season 1. And
Yay!
everyone knows I'm working on it.
Yay.
And I just got done with Cousin got arrested because he punched the guy in the face.
Yes.
Remember? Okay. And I don't care. It's no spoiler because it's season 1, so deal with it.
You'll be
I'm
fine.
not
It's
even all the way
okay.
through.
Everybody's seen it.
I'm on it. I'm very excited. It's all I have going for me. I only can watch a quarter of an episode at a time because my baby only spends 10-minute increments not upset.
Those are short episodes. That's pretty sucky.
I usually get about 10 minutes, and that's what's been happening. I've been trying to watch it for a year. I'm doing my best. Okay, so it just happened. And he had the number memorized in case I just had the same thought.
Yeah.
Like, did he actually know the phone number? And would they let you do that? Because the only phone number I have memorized is my dad's cell phone number because it hasn't changed since when we had to have it memorized.
Yeah.
I used a house phone. So
I
that's
have
all
that
I
with
got.
my mom. I completely understand.
But he doesn't live here. So I call him and be like, call someone close to me to come get me.
It's interesting because I've tried to memorize Megan's phone number in case of like a hostage situation. I've actually done this, and I remember it, then I forget it. Then I remember it, and I forget it. But I still remember my friend Mark Minz's phone number from when I was a kid. I know right now I could tell that number on the air. I could do that.
Do it.
No, I don't want to do that.
Say it.
It's
Well, because I don't believe you.
well, it's 882, and I don't want to do the rest. But I can. I
Well,
know.
that's easy. We're going to do an area code.
No. That's actually I skipped the area code. It's the 882 is next numbers, and then it's. I guess if I don't say the area code, is it okay?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want the
Boo, you
repercussions.
whore.
But I can do that right now. But I can't do Meg. And he doesn't live there anymore. He moved.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna ask. Hey, my friend used to live here. I'm in jail right now. Could you bail me out?
Do you remember who you got the house from? Like, do you remember that? Because if you could call him.
And tell him I need $4,000 to get out of jail.
No, he'll make it snappy.
That'd be
What's
great.
funny is I gave a vague detail about what happened to me with my court date. Essentially, my friend who's a cop, I'm like, what is this? Why do I have a court date instead of a speeding ticket? Because it was for speeding.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, he looked it up and he goes, okay, it's a new cop and he needs to fill up his first court session. And I'm like, well, that just seems, that's my luck, without a doubt. Because I haven't had a speeding ticket in over 8 years. So the one person who pulls me over, I have to go to court for it, of
Sure.
course. Now, I was very vague about it. I had a listener text in and go, did you by chance get pulled over right here? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, when's your court date? We have the same one at the same time. So I am doing a meet and greet. I'm doing a pop-up at court on Wednesday. Tons of crew members are apparently going to be there.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah. Now, don't be late, guys, because
Yeah.
then they could put a warrant out for our arrest. Friendly reminder.
Can I try to pause here for a second in the show and figure out how we got from the paper cuts to this stuff to cops? I can't remember. How did we get there?
Why did Case want to know if you could look up phone numbers in jail? Oh, I said I had court this week.
Well, why
because the government makes you print everything out. I had to print out my driving abstract at home.
Oh, that's how we got there.
Boom, baby.
Okay, I want to remember how we got to the...
On it. I found it. I found the paper trail.
By the way, the fact was that paper cuts are a thing of the past because of dot matrix printers, which we found out Kenzie still has one instead of a laser printer because their kind of paper was 65 micrometers, and that's what caused most of the paper cuts. Now, a guy in our system named, quote, a Frankfurt mailman at 773.
I love our text line.
He never gave his name, but he said he was a mailman. We label you in our text line however we know you. And a Frankfurt mailman says, as a mailman, I can tell you, paper cuts are rampant in the post office.
Not rampant. Oh, no.
I was going to say the last time I got a paper cut was I was doing all my baby shower invites. It's the damn envelopes. They're thin as hell.
So maybe that's the problem, and I'm sorry that's what's going on, but it sounds like they're rampant. There's blood everywhere.
Sharper than a chef's knife, those envelopes.
Oh, God.
Do you think behind the desk at the post office, the part we can't see, it looks like a FEMA ward back there? Everybody's all bandaged up on cots.
Like there was a terrorist attack, and there's like all these like sheets over the heads, like there's dead bodies back there from paper cuts.
Don't have it.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and the highlight of your weekend on Mondays around this time. We like to hear about your weekends because we were in your life. You're in our life. It makes us feel good to hear what happened. Like Dodger Boy, for example, checked in. Highlight of my weekend. Spent time with my son, who also went on a date with a woman where we started our John Wayne Gacy stories. First date? Talking about John Wayne Gacy?
You guys both knew him? Is that odd? Is John Wayne Gacy dating app, or what's the deal?
We might need more information there, but that's okay. I like where it started. Hopefully it went well. I don't know how. But, you know, for us, Brian and Kenzie and Case the producer, the last 4 days, not just a weekend, have been Lollapalooza. I want to share a quick memory. We'll go around the room of the whole weekend because there's so much to unpack of one of the greatest Lollapaloozas ever. I mean, it was sold out. I don't know if yesterday eventually sold out, but first 3 days were sold out.
It certainly felt like it.
Yeah, with Blink, it was unbelievable. But
I want to
share a memory from Military Gun. I watched that band with Case, and they were unbelievable. This was on Friday, right?
That's correct.
Everything's blending together. But the moment was I forgot earplugs. And I always wear earplugs at shows, and I tell people that all the time. And for years, I've been wearing them. You know, I played in a band when I was younger, and even I want to get another band soon. More on that later. But I want to play Lollapalooza next year. I want to get in the Smashing Pumpkins too. But
on the School of Rock stage.
Yeah, but I forgot earplugs, and so during Military Gun, I turned one ear toward them, but stuck my finger up and plugged that ear a little bit, so my other ear was open to away from the stage, thinking that would protect me. I did this for about 5 songs, and then a glorious woman named Mary came up to me and said, Brian, you're a father and you're a husband and you can't go deaf. So here's a set of earplugs. I swear to God, we haven't used them. Here's another set. We always keep extras. And she
laced with fentanyl.
Well, I'm here. You're right. That's my first thought always. Everything's got fentanyl on it.
Yep.
But I put
fentanyl's everywhere.
But then again, Military Gun was loud, so I had to make a choice.
Of course.
Fentanyl in my ears or Military Gun protecting my ears. And I said, screw it. These are our listeners. They're not going to do anything to me bad. And I put the earplugs in my ear, and they were fine, and I'm here. And also, my ears aren't ringing. I'm good. And I enjoyed the rest of Military Gun. I was sweating a lot.
I would like to point out that before we went to Lala on Thursday, our first day, Case said, hey guys, don't forget your earbuds. And you laughed and made a comment about who would need earbuds at Lala, something along the lines of being like a wussy at Lala.
I never say that. I never talk about being a wussy. I never do that because
didn't he specifically say you don't need that? Now you've used them at Twisted Christmas and such before.
I used them. I think you're thinking of. I said something along the lines of, at Lala, you're so far away, usually you don't need them as close, like a close setting thing. I would never call anybody a wussy for wearing earplugs. Never, ever, ever in my life.
I think you specifically said that you weren't one, not that anybody else was
I
one.
am not a wussy.
Exactly.
Wussy is such a weird word.
You may have said something else. I'm just not saying.
I remember the conversation, you're right. I talked about, like, you probably won't need them. And then we got to Military Gun and we needed them.
Yeah,
it was loud.
They're so loud.
It was very loud. And I'm so thankful to Mary, that listener, for getting me some earbuds to wear, earplugs, I should say, because it saved my ears and they're not ringing. And everybody should have ear protection at shows because they're loud. You know?
I agree.
You're not an old man or a wuss if you're wearing earplugs, because trust me, when you see what happens to people eventually, there's a lot of people that are deaf in this building. from going to shows for a lot of years.
I do not have good hearing.
Yeah, and you want to be able to hear when you're older to keep going to concerts the rest of your life, and so do that. Anyway, that's my memory of Lollapalooza. That was very sweet from that girl to give me those earplugs. It shows our family we have here.
Oh yeah, that was very, very nice.
Do you have a memory that stands out, Kenzie, from Lala over the weekend?
To be honest, it was very obviously there's so much to do there and there's so much to see, but this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I loved the plethora of food and dessert choices.
I knew you were going to say
I know
that.
you're gonna say I love it. It was so fun. It took us, I would say, over an hour to decide what to eat, Brian. Wouldn't
Yes.
you agree?
Oh, yeah.
We walked up and down the death row that is the food aisle at Lala because there were so many choices. I could barely decide. I wanted about 27 items. Then you and I spent quite a bit of time in Dessert Island, which was so kick-ass. Horchata iced coffee. Like, give me an IV and tap it into my veins. It was so awesome. I loved how outlandish the food and dessert choices were. There was just so much fun stuff. And it was just in a row. You know when you look on your phone, you're like, I don't want to drive all the way over there. It was just like boom, 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 boom. Like, it was what heaven looks like.
There could have been 60 or 70 choices in a row, and that was
Yeah.
only one stretch. Like, there was others.
I mean, I was overwhelmed. That's why it took me so long because I would go to one row and I'm like, okay, out of this row, I'd choose that. But then we'd go to the next row.
Yeah.
And the next, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I want 800 things. And you were doing the same thing. We were a mess.
Yeah.
We were messing out our food, but it was really fun. And to be honest, we had basically no lines because we were going right after the show and we're obviously starving after the show because we've been up since 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So it was also like, no line. Let's just walk up and get our food. And it was so fun to do that.
Getting there early was key to
Yes.
get the food early because later it was this. I want to give a shout out to a couple places. Zaza's Pizza. They're some of the best New York style pizza in the city. Now the sandwich that Kenzie posted a picture of. I had this Cookie Monster sandwich that was from Vero Gelato. Want to give them they're out in Elmwood Park.
Yeah, that was incredible. Brian said he was just gonna go get a scoop of gelato, and he came back with a Cookie Monster themed ice cream smash sandwich.
It was themed like the Cookie Monster?
Yes,
It was blue like the Cookie Monster, but it was like really kind of like a vanilla ice cream with chunks of chocolate cookie dough in it with
Oh,
the
that's
two
badass.
cookie
It
with
was
the two
two
cookie doughs
cookies.
around it.
You don't understand. That wasn't just the ice cream. It was two massive chocolate chip cookies, and then in the middle was the Cookie Monster themed ice cream. He just wanted to go get a quick snack, and he came back with this.
It was unbelievable.
That's living.
Some of Harper's college fund went to that, but I don't care. It was delicious.
That's how I felt. It was lawless.
Yeah, it was great.
When I was buying food, I'm like, $47 for my tacos. Please swipe it. We had the tamale guy.
Yep.
We did the cheese and jalapeno tamales.
And
Ooh.
me and Case had the number one Robinson's boneless ribs
Yes,
sandwich.
Yes.
Amazing.
Very good.
All right, Case, what was your highlight of Lollapalooza?
Well, I'm thinking about that rib sandwich now. That's got to be near the top of the
Listen,
list.
I
good.
knew that you guys were both going to pick music. Music's great. I get it. But we had so much fun getting the food.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Don't deny it. It was great.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go back to the music for just a second because I enjoyed seeing as many Chicago bands play Lollapalooza as they did. I saw Bridget Calls Me Baby on Saturday. I saw the tail end of the Freako set on Saturday. There's a band called Slow Pulp that played yesterday. They're really good. It just made me really happy. I was talking to Brian about this when we were leaving on Friday where I think Lollapalooza has actually become underrated because they pull it off every single year. And every time I go there, I go, man, I can't believe they're doing this. Like it's efficient and it's safe, all things considered, and it's awesome. And it was really nice to see Chicago represented this weekend.
Yeah, and to your point, Kenzie's point about like just the food and the water stations and everything, it's as hot as it was set up and it was great. It really was. They do an amazing
while
job.
Brian and I were on our food excursion,
Yeah.
we ran into this guy because we were like, may we share your picnic table with you, sir? Because we wanted a place to sit. And he was actually the guy who ran all
the generators.
all the generators at Lollapalooza. And he said it takes them 3 weeks to get ready just before Lollapalooza, over 3 weeks to collect the amount of energy they would need. Every single stage has 2 generators, every single one.
Which blew my mind that there's no power to Grant Park. Every
None.
stage is powered by a generator.
Yes.
What? Wow. Why don't they run an extension cord from the Congress Hotel or something? They can't do that?
So it's 2 generators per stage.
There's just one orange cord going throughout Grant Park.
Like
just
everybody-
one.
Everyone's tripping on it. Everybody.
Everybody's got that big surge protector with 90 plugs in it. Pierce the Veil walks up. Hey, man, my amp isn't plugged in, bro. Just plug it in there, dude. It's all good.
Well, and what may blow your mind is you're thinking Lollapalooza, music, a lot of people walking around, whatever, right? And now NASCAR seems a lot more energy driven. You think
Yeah.
you need, he said, doesn't even come close. Lollapalooza needs significantly more energy, significantly more fuel, significantly more generators, which I thought that the cars would.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Or
I
like
was shocked.
I shouldn't give out a number he gave us. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not.
Give it out.
Well, he said
He was public. He didn't say don't say anything.
it costs about $20 million to set up Lollapalooza.
That's not including the band.
That's not including
No.
paying for the bands.
He said it's another $20 million plus, depending on who they book for bands. So just with setup and just with bands, you're looking at $40 million. Now there's a lot more stuff there. That doesn't include staff. That doesn't include all of the setup, like then the detailed
Yeah.
setup. That's just like initial bones,
Yep. So,
right?
So when I buy that $13, sandwich, ice cream sandwich, I feel better about that. I'm helping to cover some costs.
Oh yeah,
I
we're
felt-
keeping this thing running. You should have seen the amount of food we eat.
I mean, I was going like, we're really good at sandwich, helps out.
They reach out to
Lights
Brian
up.
and I, like, we're gonna need you guys there this year.
All right, here's Gil. And keep sharing your memories and highlights of the weekend. Lollapalooza, just text them in, 312-591-8300. Here's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Today is National Underwear Day, or as the Jenner and Kardashian sisters know it, Monday. Justin Timberlake's driver's license was suspended. Fortunately, all that time in an Uber will help him bond with the rest of NSYNC. Technology is being developed that will allow cars to alert police if you speed. It'll be available in the new Buick Narc Avenue. And scientists discovered how roses got their thorns. Not to be confused with Poison, who discovered every rose has a thorn. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.